Once upon a time, there was a brave bunny named Benny. He lived in a cozy burrow with his family. One sunny morning, Benny decided to go on an adventure. He packed some berries and nuts in his little bag and hopped on his way. The forest was big and exciting. Benny hopped over fallen logs and under tall ferns. The sun peeked through the leaves, making the dewdrops sparkle. Benny felt happy and free. Benny couldn't wait to see what he would find on his adventure. He hummed a little tune as he hopped along, his ears twitching with excitement. The forest was full of sounds and smells, and Benny was ready to explore it all.
As Benny hopped along a winding path, he spotted a flurry of movement up ahead. It was Sammy the squirrel, busily burying acorns under a big oak tree. Sammy was known for being a bit grumpy, but Benny decided to say hello. "Good morning, Sammy," said Benny politely. Sammy stopped burying his acorn and looked at Benny with a frown. "What do you want?" he grumbled. Sammy hesitated for a moment. He wasn't used to anyone being interested in his work. "I'm hiding these acorns," he mumbled, "for winter." S1. Benny wasn't discouraged. He smiled and said, "I'm on an adventure. What are you doing?" Benny nodded understandingly. "That's very smart," he said. "Winter can be long and cold." Sammy felt a little bit better. Maybe this bunny wasn't so bad after all. Benny said goodbye to Sammy and continued on his way. The sun was high in the sky now, and the forest was alive with activity. As Benny hopped through a meadow filled with wildflowers, he saw a beautiful butterfly fluttering around. The butterfly had bright blue wings with black stripes, and it danced from flower to flower. "Hello, you're very pretty," called Benny.
The butterfly landed on a daisy and fluttered its wings. "Thank you," she said in a tiny voice. "My name is Flutter."
Benny was delighted to meet Flutter. "I'm Benny," he said. "I'm on an adventure."
Flutter giggled. "An adventure? How exciting. What are you looking for?"
Benny shrugged. "I don't know yet," he said, "but I'm sure I'll find something amazing." Benny promised he would be cautious. When Benny finished, Professor Owl said, "Adventures can be very rewarding, young bunny, but always remember to be careful." Benny told Professor Owl about his adventure. Professor Owl listened patiently, nodding his head every so often. The owl blinked slowly. "Indeed I am," he hooted. "And who might you be?" Benny and Flutter chatted for a while. Then Benny decided to continue his journey. As he hopped deeper into the forest, the trees grew taller and the shadows grew longer. Benny felt a little nervous, but he kept going. Soon he came to a clearing where a wise old owl was perched on a branch. The owl had big round eyes and a serious expression. "Hello," said Benny cautiously. "Are you Professor Owl?"
Benny thanked Professor Owl for his advice and hopped on. Feeling a bit weary, he decided to find a place to rest. As he hopped near a babbling brook, he heard soft chirping coming from a clump of reeds.
Carefully pushing aside the reeds, he saw a tiny duckling all alone, shivering and looking very scared. "Hello," said Benny gently. "Are you lost?"
The duckling nodded, tears welling up in his big brown eyes. "I can't find my mama," he cried. Benny felt sorry for the little duckling.
"Don't worry," he said. "I'll help you find your mama." Knowing that ducks usually stayed near water, he started looking around the brook.
Benny searched up and down the stream, calling out for the duckling's mother. The little duckling, whose name was Waddles, followed closely behind Benny, his chirps filled with worry.
As they walked, Benny noticed something shimmering under a patch of clover near the bank. He pushed aside the clover and gasped.
It was a beautiful golden locket, engraved with delicate flowers. Forgetting his troubles for a moment, Waddles quacked in amazement. "Wow, what a treasure!" he exclaimed. Benny carefully picked up the locket. It felt warm and heavy in his paw. Knowing this must be precious to someone, he decided to find its owner. He tucked the locket safely in his bag, promising Waddles they would admire it more after finding his mother. Benny continued his search for Waddles' mother, his ears perked up, listening for any familiar quacks. He asked a passing robin and a busy hedgehog if they had seen a mother duck, but no one had. Waddles was starting to lose hope.
Just when Benny was about to give up, he heard frantic quacking coming from the other side of the brook.
"Mama! Mama!" cried Waddles, recognizing the voice instantly. A worried mother duck rushed towards them, her eyes searching for her lost little one. Benny watched with a warm heart as Waddles ran into his mother's wings, chirping happily. The mother duck showered Waddles with grateful nuzzles, thanking Benny for taking care of her baby.
Benny felt a deep sense of satisfaction watching Waddles and his mother reunited. Even though he hadn't found his own great adventure yet, helping Waddles had filled him with joy. He realized that sometimes the greatest adventures are about helping others. He told Waddles and his mother about the beautiful locket he had found.
"It's the least I can do for a true friend," she quacked gratefully. Benny hopped onto the mother duck's back, feeling proud of himself for helping Waddles. He knew this act of kindness was more valuable than any treasure he could find. As they crossed the brook, Benny couldn't stop smiling.
Safely across the brook, Benny bid farewell to Waddles and his mother. With a hop in his step, he continued his journey, the golden locket tucked securely in his bag. The sun began to set, painting the sky with hues of orange and pink. As he neared his burrow, he saw his family waiting for him. They rushed to greet him, showering him with hugs and kisses. He told them about his adventure, about Sammy, Flutter, Professor Owl, and especially about Waddles and the locket.
His family listened intently as he described his day, his voice filled with excitement. He realized that the true treasure he found wasn't the golden locket, but the joy of helping others and the warmth of his loving family.
Benny snuggled into his cozy bed of leaves, his heart full of warmth. He placed the locket beside him, a reminder of the little duckling he had helped. He knew he would return it to its rightful owner tomorrow, but for now, he was content. He drifted off to sleep, dreaming of sparkling brooks and fluttering butterflies. He dreamt of talking squirrels and wise owls, and most importantly, of a little duckling named Waddles. He had learned that being brave wasn't just about going on adventures, but about being kind and helpful.
Benny's adventure had taught him that kindness was its own reward. The friends he made, the help he offered, these were the treasures he would carry in his heart long after the golden locket was returned.
The next morning, Benny woke up refreshed and energized. He knew he had much to do today. He had to find the owner of the locket and return it. He also knew deep down that this wasn't the end of his adventures. The forest was vast and held many more secrets to uncover, more creatures to befriend, and more opportunities to lend a helping paw. Benny, the brave bunny, was ready for them all. He knew that every day held the promise of a new adventure, and he couldn't wait to see what wonders awaited him.
Benny grabbed his little bag, a skip in his hop. He was ready to face the day, his heart brimming with courage and kindness. For Benny knew that true bravery wasn't about being fearless, but about being kind, helpful, and always ready for a new adventure, big or small.